Hey everybody, it's Lori from Scraps by Sissy. Happy Thursday. How's your week going? For those that are in the, Vacaville area and Tehama County and all of those being affected by the fires, please know that our thoughts and prayers are with you. We know exactly how that feels to have to pack everything, hope you got everything you needed, and get out. So know that we are praying for you. Let's see, I'm getting logged on here. Oh, there I am already. So if you are joining me today, thank you. Please let me know that you're here by leaving a comment. I will get to it when I get done. If I see you come on, I will try and say hello. If not, I'm paying attention to what I'm doing so I don't forget anything, which this is going to be a test to see if I got everything together and didn't forget something. I did a dry run somewhat. Larry's always telling me, did you do a dry run? That way you'll know exactly what you're missing. So let's hope this one worked out. So today we're playing with the Celebrate Sunflower bundle, and we're also going to be playing with it for my team meeting on Saturday. And I had pulled this card out, not this exact card, but there was one like this that was part of a swap that I belonged to with a training group. I was using it as a thank you card to send out to a new friend. And when it was in the little clear envelope, I thought, yeah, that's cute, but I didn't really think too much about it until I opened it and realized that it's a fun fold card. So this is actually a case from, her name is Victoria. I'm going to probably butcher your name, Vicky, but it's Heavenar. She belongs to the same training group that I belong to, and we do swaps whenever we have a new catalog, and this was hers. I switched it up a little bit, not a lot, but I just fell in love with this card and thought it was really, really cute. So let me give you the measurements. The measurements on the card base is in Misty Moonlight, and it's cut at 4 1/4 by 11, and then you're going to cut off, I think it's 2 1/4 inches, so that makes it 4 1/4 by 8 3/4, and then you're going to score it at 5 1/2. When you cut off that 2 1/4 piece, you want to cut a 1 inch piece off of that to use for the arm, and then you're going to score that at 1 inch. The designer series paper we're using today is from the In Good Taste bundle or pack of paper, and it's cut at 3 by 4, and the piece of Whisper White is also cut at 3 by 4. So I should, and oh, I did use a little 1/2 inch strip for the tag. Hi Janine, hi Beth, I see you guys join me. Thanks for joining this morning. So these little 1/2 inch strips are usually the ones left after you're trimming your paper for like me, cutting classes. But you never throw those little pieces away because you never know when you're going to use them. So let's get started. When I get done with the video, I'll finish up my blog post today, and all of the measurements and everything you need to get to purchase to make this card will be listed at my blog post at scrapsbysissy.com. And when you shop using this host code and your order is $40 or more, I'm going to send you a brand new embellishment out of the new mini catalog. So let's get started. I'm going to need my piece of grid paper, and we're going to stamp the inside first, get that part out of the way. And we're going to use, let's put these over here. I already stamped the envelope. You notice I stamped them here, and this is in Bumblebee ink. I forgot to do it when I made the sample card, and as I'm stamping, I just went ahead and did it on this card too, or envelope, not even thinking. So we're going to need that, and we're also going to need the Know You Are Loved. I didn't want to pack in a bunch of other blocks, so we're just going to do that and remove it. And then we're using Misty Moonlight ink, Just Jade ink, and Bumblebee ink. These are part of the 2020-2022 In Color group. Say that 3 times fast. And we'll get our little pieces out. our little strip. We're going to do some masking today too to get that Let's Celebrate. Flip that over. And we'll stamp our little sunflower. I'm just going to ink it. Hi Sherry, I see you joined us. I'm going to stamp off because I don't want this sunflower to be the focal on my inside layer. Clean that off. And that's really all we're using that ink pad for. And then we'll take him off and add our sentiment. And I did this a little different by adding the sentiment down at the bottom. I think mostly because I like the way the sentiment kind of wraps around the sunflower. At least that's the way I look at it. And we'll stamp that right there. And that part's done. The inside of the card is done. Let's clean that off. And we'll close this up for just a second. This is already scored. Now we're going to stamp the sunflower on the inside flap here, and that's in the Misty Moonlight ink, tone on tone. And when you stamp tone on tone, the ink shows up a little bit darker than the paper. And it's just going to be a couple of random stamps. Hi Claudia, thanks for joining us today. There we go. I just love that sunflower. Okay, so we can glue this on the inside of our card, and that part is done. I'm going to be using the Stampin' Seal Plus today since this is going to be kind of a, I will call it interactive only because I can't think of what it really is. It's just a fun fold, and I know you'll be moving the arm quite a bit to open up the card. So let's see how that closes there. Let's go ahead and glue our piece of Designer Series paper. The original card used the wood grain on it, but I wanted it to be a little bit brighter. So I'm using, I think it looks kind of like a sweater. What do you think? It's got a basket weave to it. Maybe it's not a sweater, but I liked the light color to it. So that part is done. We'll take our little flap that we made, and I'm going to glue this right to the back. And we'll just set it down right in between those two sunflowers. And there, we've created the arm. Let's go ahead and create our flagged sentiment, and then we'll be done with that part and we can cut the flower. So what I'm doing, the original sentiment says, "Let's celebrate you." Only the "you" didn't really fit, so I thought we're going to use it anyway, and we're going to cover up the "you." So you're going to take your piece of Scotch tape, mask the word "you," and then you're going to ink up the stamp. Remember to remove the Scotch tape, because you know what happens when you don't. Let's do it on this end. When you don't do that, and then you're just going to stamp it on the edge, just like that. Clean that off. Now we're going to use the new, this is called the Banners Pick-a-Punch, and it's similar to the Lovely Labels Pick-a-Punch. So this one has, I think I used this in another video, it has two flagged ends. One is the negative and one is a regular flagged end. So we're going to run it under upside down so that I can see where the words are. And you can also be able to center your strip of Whisper White so that you've got your flag in the center, just like that. And then we're going to use our snips and we're going to trim it. I want it a little bit longer so that I can add my bow. I'm just going to snip that off there. So we got that part done. I think we're done with this ink pad. And we'll set this aside until we get our sunflower done. Now the original card, she had stamped the sunflower. I saw somewhere somebody else had cut the sunflower out of the printed paper. So I chose this out of the Flowers for Every Season. You see there's the back side. I like the yellow roses because it was yellow for a sunflower and it gives it a different look. So let's get out our beautiful new machine. I think I need a bigger work area. Let's move some of this stuff. See, it doesn't matter how big my work area is. I still need big. Move that out of the way. And open up our brand new machine. It's so beautiful. Isn't that pretty? Now we only got the plates. We're only allowed to get one set of plates that came with this. I wanted you to see. I've been using it, and there's not a lot of bow to it. So hopefully that's a good sign. You know how that is when we use these machines and use them and use them. Those plates tend to bow at times. And I've done very well. We're just going to set that in here like that. We'll lay our plate down and run it through. Okay, so we cut out the outside or the center of the sunflower. Now we're going to cut the detailed, use the detailed die on a piece of bumblebee. I'll lay that right there. Well, let's be conservative and we'll move it over here so we don't use up so much paper. And we'll run this through. Isn't it nice how easy this just rolls right on through? Okay. Get all these little pieces out. I should have brought my little brush end over. So I guess technically I did forget something. Well, I have my Take-A-Pic tool, so that'll help. And then it'll just pop right out. There, isn't that pretty? Get that last piece out. And I'll have little bits of paper all over. And set this down. Try to remember it's there so I don't end up on my face. Now to glue this, I'm going to use a little dab of our liquid glue. And I'll give you a hint here. When you look at the sunflower, you see these, let's use this. See how these kind of fold over? That way you can find it on the piece that's already cut and match it fairly quickly. Like that. See? So we'll add our liquid glue. And a little bit goes a long way. And what I like about using the liquid glue on this is I have a little bit of time to adjust it so that I can match up the edges pretty easily, just like that. See how that fits on there? And it gives that sunflower a lot of detail. I'm getting a shot here so you can see it. Isn't that pretty? Okay, so now we're going to stamp and die cut two of the leaves, and we're using the Just Jade ink on Just Jade cardstock. And I'm glad I'm only doing one card today. That way we're not going to be here all day long. So we'll stamp one leaf there and one leaf there. I guess I could have had this done ahead of time. You got to show off that machine, right? So I'll bring this back up. Get this out of the way. Should have brought a trash can over. Okay. And then we need the leaf. So it just fits right over the top like that. I'm looking forward to getting the magnetic plate too. Although these work pretty well. Where's the top plate? Oh, here it is. It's kind of see-through. We'll run this through. Even with those pieces of extra cardstock on there, it still runs through really, really well. So there's one. I'll set this down for the second one. Get it lined up. One thing I really like about this machine is on my Bic Shot, if I didn't have my plates in there just right, because it was such a tight fit, it tore up some of my embossing folders and some of my plates had jagged edges. This has a little bit more give to it. I think it's a little bit wider, so that's going to help. Okay, now we are officially done with the machine. Let's close it up. It's so pretty when it's closed up. All right, so now we're going to glue these all, put the card together. And here's my sentiment. So, now the original card actually had this layer embossed, but I thought it would be too busy with this paper, so I just left it the way it was. So I'm going to add a little bit of adhesive here, just to add my leaves, just like so. Oops, let's do it this way. Well, there we go. Got it. All right, now I'm going to add a little bit on just the edge here. And we're going to lay that sunflower down exactly where we want it. Just like that. Now I have some mini glue dots over here. Let's tie our little bow first. You know, I like tying bows off of the spool. It helps a little bit. Just tuck that in there like that. Adjust the little leg. Oh, I don't like that one. Let's try this one more time. See how I just tuck it under there? All right, let's get this right. There. See, this way I can adjust the little legs. Yeah, that works. Get my little scissors. Cut the little legs. I just love gingham. Although you know that because I used a lot of that Night of Navy gingham in the past. We're going to add this. This originally had dimensionals on, but of course I forgot my dimensionals, so I did actually forget something today, but nothing detrimental to the project. So we'll add this down and get these little papers off. It's fighting me today. Come on. There we go. We're going to lay him right about there. That way we have a little bit of blue underneath the flagged end. We'll add our, come on, add our bow. Got an email. Come on, come on, come on, come on. There we go. We'll add the bow right here. And for bling, we're using those in color enamel dots. I will warn you, if you use your Take-A-Pic tool and aren't careful, you're going to pop off the top of this. You can see on this one right here, see how it has a different look than this one? That's exactly what happened. You can add a mini glue dot to the top of the blue layer and then put the clear top on. Hopefully this doesn't happen right now. Come on. There we go. Whoops, got a runner. I'll lay him right here. I saw somebody use this end to move these guys. Let's see if we can get that to work. Oh, look at that. And that saves, well, I got a little bit of that putty on there. Okay, there we go. So there we go. All done with the fun fold card. Let's get this stuff out of the way so you can see it. Didn't this turn out pretty? Hi Sheila, I'll see you in a couple hours. So there you go, our fun fold card using the Celebrate Sunflowers. What do you think? I think it's, well, we got some mini glue dots going here. There we go. All right. I thank you for stopping by today and spending some time with me. I hope you have a great week, and I will catch you next Thursday. Have a great afternoon. Bye.